Hi, how you doing? So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this fake glass effect in Adobe Photoshop. So this is the before and this is the after, and you can see there it's a really realistic effect. It's quite simple to do. There are a few little steps we need to consider when we're doing this just to make it look a little bit more realistic. So I'm going to go back to the start and walk you through the process. So the first thing you want to do is open up your layers panel, and we want to duplicate the background layer. So press Ctrl Command J. And then let's just rename this blur. So double click and name it blur. Now what we want to do is just convert this to a smart object so we can go back later and change any of the levels if we need to. So right click and then just select convert to smart object. And you can see there little dialers appeared on our picture, and that's just telling us that it's now a smart object. So now what we need to do is just blur the image slightly. So come up to filter and then go to blur and then select box blur, and this is going to give you a really realistic blur effect. So anywhere that your image is just slightly soft, so around 34, 36 is usually a good starting point. So press OK. Now what we need to do is bring in the glass effect. So you can take a picture like this, or you can download one. It's entirely up to you. It's usually better if you've got your own pictures because you can then have a little bit more control over it. So come up to the move tool, click into the middle of the picture, drag so you get to the top, and then don't let go, come down to the middle, now let go, and you'll see there that your picture is now in the middle. So press Ctrl Command T just to transform, and then press the Shift Alt or Option key, and that will then enable you just to resize this and keep the proportions. So I'm just going to push that up till that fits, and then I'm going to hit enter just to say OK. So what we need to do now is we need to look at the actual window effect and what's happening. So if you look here, we can see that the water droplets are running down, but these areas here, these kind of browny grey colors, these have blurred the window, so we can't actually see through that. So what we need to do is we need to blur them even more so that when we apply it to our picture, these water droplets here will seep through and you'll be able to see the model's face. So to do that, we just come up to the top here, press select, and then we come down to color range. What color range will enable you to do is select colors and then enable you to make a selection, and then we can decide what we want sharp and what we don't want sharp. So the first thing you want to do is come up to where it says selection preview and just select none, and that enables you then just to actually view the image and see where these blurred areas need to be. Then make sure that localize color clusters is selected, and that means then that when we make a selection we are just selecting them areas, we're not selecting the whole of the image. So come to your first dropper tool here, and we want to select an area that is grey, so let's click on that area there, and then let's go to the plus tool, and now what we need to do is to continue to add in anywhere that has the same color or same shade. So all of these areas here that we know are going to be blurred. So let's just select these. Now you can take your time with this and get a real good selection going over all the different areas, and just looking at this preview here just to give you a better idea of what is selected and what isn't. So once you're happy with that, that's good. Now we can come to here and we can just make some final adjustments. So this is the range of the selection, and this is the softness. So what you can do is push that range up and then bring up the fuzziness there, and you can see what this is going to do is just enable you to get a better selection. Now you can come down to here and select grayscale, and it will show you the preview on the actual image. That can help you as well. So let's just bring this down. There we go, and I think somewhere around there looks pretty good. So once you've done that, select OK, and you'll see there that it will make a selection for us. So we want to come up to the blur layer there, and we just want to simply come down to the bottom here and click on the layer mask. Click that, and that's now created a layer mask for us over our picture. So next we want to come up and select the top layer. So this is our glass layer. Come up to the blend mode, and we want to select hard light. So once we've done that, we can then come to the opacity and just start bringing that down till it looks a little bit more realistic. So anywhere between 60 and 80 usually works. I'm going to leave this around 63. Now what we can do as well is we can take out some of the color of this. So if we make sure we're selected onto that top layer, come down to the bottom and select a hue and saturation, and we want to create a clipping mask. So come down to the bottom here, click on this little box. That will mean then that we're only going to be selecting the layer below. We're not going to be making that hue saturation adjustment to all of it. So if we bring this down, you can see that the color will start to disappear just from that glass. So you can increase that or you can decrease it. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. I'm just going to bring this down to around 40% there and say okay to that. So now what we want to do is just bring back some of the features. So we want to make things like the lips a little bit sharper, the eyes a little bit sharper. So come down to the bottom, to the background, press Control-Command-J to duplicate that, and then just slide that up underneath that glass textured layer there. And then we want to come down to the mask here, and we want to hold Alt or Option, and that will give us an inverted mask there. And then come over to the brush tool and make sure the foreground color is set to white. And at the top here, we can adjust this flow. So bring it down so it's not at 100%, anywhere between 5 and 10% is fine. And then we can just start painting in some of the areas that we want sharp. So this would be anywhere that's on the same focal plane. So let's just bring back some detail with them eyes. And we need to remember that actually them parts will be slightly soft. They won't be razor sharp because of this glass that's in front, but we can bring back some detail in certain areas, so like the nose here and the lips. And if you want more to come through, then all you need to do is just increase that flow. Make sure that the hardness of the brush is at 0% so you get a nice blend and it's not too destructive. So I've just increased that up just to show you guys. So I'm going to just go over the lips a little bit more, bring them back, and that looks good. And we can see the adjustment that we've made up here. Okay, so the next thing we can do just to enhance this is add a color lookup. So let's come down to the bottom here and select color lookup. And then at the top, we've got a little drop down menu there, and we can select any of these. So you can select one that suits the image best. This is going to just give you some really, really nice effects afterwards. And I think this particular one, something like this where it's quite dark, is good. You could also have it where the blacks are crunched a little bit and it gives it a little bit more of a foggy look. Entirely up to you what you want to do. Click on the X once you've finished, and then you can come to the opacity and you can change the amount just by moving this slider up. I think somewhere around 80% looks pretty good to me. And that is it. That's how you do it. So if we think about what we've done, we've got the image, we've got a texture, we've added that to it, we've then blurred certain areas of that texture so that the picture looks a little bit more real, has a little bit more depth to it. And then we've just made some minor adjustments on the color by bringing that hue and saturation down. Again, we can always come back to this and we can change it, so we can increase that, decrease it, whatever we want to do. And then we've added this color lookup just to give it a little bit more of a polished look. So if we come to the history here, I'll click on the little camera. This is the before and this is the after. So that's how you do it. I hope you've enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing your images. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.